Welcome to the Father Focus podcast.
Father Focus.
Check.
Why are we talking about this? Why does it matter?
So shaping your kids into powerful people.
Bro, let that brother fly.
Check.
All right, let's
You
go.
ready?
All right, let's go. I'm with myself.
Welcome to the Father Focus podcast, season 3. We are back in the building. We're right here in Orlando with Hi Hello Labs. Shout out to them. I'm here with my co-host, Jeremy Quintini. What's up, Jay?
Hey, everybody. It is awesome being in Orlando, Florida, recording this amazing podcast with amazing guys.
Amazing people, man. We're having a good time.
It's been a blast.
Yeah, in the building. So we're excited about today's episode. But before we get into that, I want to remind you, if you're listening, please like, share, and subscribe to Father Focus. We'd appreciate that. And I just want to start out, Jeremy, just want to share a little bit about something that happened to me. There was a time with my daughter. I was going to work and I was running behind. And she was having...
That's a surprise. Man, my boy is always late.
Your mama.
Anyway,
I'm just joking.
Actually, Anyway.
That would be accurate. I'm joking. That's what he's going to say. We love you, Jeremy's mom. No, so we were,
You're running late.
I was on time, but I was going to be late.
Which means you're going to be like an hour late.
I had to deal with the
normally
issue.
Only 20 minutes late.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
So no, I was dealing with an issue with her. She's having an attitude. I had to adjust. And so we do a hybrid thing with our daughter. She like part homeschool, part public school. And so she was having a real issue. So I was trying to deal with the issue and I was trying to get out of the house and I was stern with her. I didn't abuse her in any way verbally, but I was stern and I walked out and I'm like,
yeah, you were drawing a line.
And the Holy Spirit was like, in my heart, he's like, Jermaine, like, you got to fix that. That wasn't good. And then he whispered to my heart, like, says, you can't father in a hurry. And I was convicted. I was like, man,
Dang.
And I should have taken more time to deal with the issue. I should have let it go and dealt with it later. But in I wanted to fix the issue. I wanted to resolve it, and I was hurried, and I was convicted of that. And I was just reminded, we can't father in a hurry. For you that are listening today, you got to know that like fathering takes time. It takes being intentional. So Jeremy, have you ever been a time like where in your life with your kids where you've had that a moment where you're like, man, you feel hurried and you're trying to father, or maybe I blew it. I messed up, or you messed up in some kind of way. Or
Dude, as a matter of fact, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, yes, I by nature am an American, which means I go fast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know me, bro. When we were 20 years old, you called me a little Labrador,
dude,
always
all
on the
energy,
move,
happy,
all energy,
moving.
I am happy, but yeah, man, I have without a doubt struggle with fathering in a hurry, and it's something for me. My propensity is to go, do.
Right.
Like I want to accomplish. I want to see the fruit of my labor, and I want to see it now. I'm a part of the microwave generation. Everybody wants to talk about it, but nobody wants to say, "Oh, it's me." Like seriously, it's something that I'm not good at. I'm not good at slowing down and smelling the roses and enjoying the beautiful sceneries and all those things. Even on vacation, I'm like, all right, hey, we got to go. We're going to get our money's worth. So we're going to ride every ride in this place. So it is a struggle without a doubt. And like you, I definitely have to fight the urge of wanting to quickly do things. Not just things, but what you reference is you can't father in a hurry. And the hard part for that for me is when it's like, you got to go somewhere, you got to do something, you're on this quote schedule. And it's like, well, no, this is a deep moment. They may have done something wrong and they need me to parent them. That's hard.
Yeah, it's tough not looking past them to the thing you got to get done.
That's right.
So you're in the back of your mind like, I got to get this thing done. I got to get here. I got to deal with this.
Right.
Yeah.
That goes to like being event driven versus like a personality driven individual, which we need a blend of both. Like we can't just be like just hanging out with people all day. We don't accomplish anything. It's just like, hey, I'm just going to hang out with my kids. Like, well, when do you go to school? Right.
Yeah.
Whenever I feel like it. Well, that's not going to work. You're going to go to jail for neglect.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I think for me, it is something that I struggle with, and it's just almost like that fishing rod. I gotta constantly be pulled back in.
Yeah. Well, it's just if you're out there and you feel this, no, you're not alone. I think we all struggle with this in some kind of way.
I'm the
You know,
worst.
and so you're the chief, huh? So, but something that is in a book, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry.
Oh yeah,
He talks. John Mark Comer says, when we hurry, we miss out on the beauty and richness of the present moment.
Ugh.
And I know that, like, it's super convicting, and one thing I would say I'm learning, and I've learned, and I've said it, is that our children are not a task to be managed, right, or completed, right? In the name of, I'm very responsible. It's like high for me. So in the name of responsibility, I'm trying to fix the thing. You know what I mean? The issue, and I've seen times where hurry has robbed me of the ability to connect with my child, right? And so I've been grieved with it, and I've been convicted of that. But something as a man, we struggle because we're fixers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you, Jeremy. Nothing's gonna be broken long for you, or for Carlos, or for whomever, our friends. Like, we want to fix the thing,
Right.
But I've seen in my own life, as I'm trying to fix the thing, and I mean well, I'm hurried doing it, and so it doesn't land the way that I want it to land because Jermaine was trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You ever dealt with that?
Dude, okay. Have I ever dealt with it? So every Monday, Tuesday, all the way through. I mean, it is a constant struggle. I feel like I feel like I need to listen more to you. I don't. I'm constantly wrestling with that, and honestly, I'm hurried in every part of my life. Like, I feel like sometimes I do better.
Yeah.
If I go on a vacation, I come back and it's like, oh man, I have so much more I have to do. Like, I'm relaxed on the vacation. I come home and like, oh, I got to make up for lost time.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like I wrestle with that. Like, Jesus really is the most important thing in my life, without a doubt.
Yes.
He is more important to me than anything. I would gladly surrender my life, like physically. I've already surrendered the entirety of it. I would give the last breath for him as well. It's all his, and that is the primary. He is the primary motivating factor in my world. Everything is for him.
Yeah.
However, there are times even when I'm with him,
I'm hurried.
I'm hurried because I'm like, well, I got to go do things for him.
Lord help
Like,
us.
doesn't he want me to go and accomplish? I got somebody I got to go minister. I got a hospital visit. I have to go prepare this sermon for his people. And it's like remembering that, like, resting with him is really what he wants. He wants us. Again, I would say very practically, some of my greatest moments with my daughter, and I think you would know this too, or my son, it doesn't matter, boys, girls, whatever, is literally when they just in the morning, at night, they're tired or waking up, sleepy, whatever, and they just climb in my lap and they just lay down. They don't say a word. There's calmness. There's this.
They don't need something. They don't want something.
No, they just lay on me. They just lay on me. Their head is on my shoulder, and I embrace them. I hug them. They'll touch me, put their arm on my shoulder, tell me they love me, and I'm whispering in their ear how much I love them, how much their mom loves them, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And then the other kids get up, and I'm like, all right, get up. It's time to work.
Army drill sergeant.
Right.
Get up right
So
now,
I may at times ruin that for sure to move on. And I struggle with it in my walk with God.
Yeah.
At times, like we talked about in the past, I do love to read my Bible. Sometimes, like, I've read my Bible through 3 times in a year. Guess what? Like, that's a lot of reading. I read a lot fast. And I struggle with reading a chapter because it's like, oh, I got to do 3,
I got to do 12.
Yeah. I got to slow down, bro. I've read John Mark Comer's book. It was very convicting and eye-opening, and I'm still working on it.
Yeah, and it can, and this is the thing, is I was having this thought as well. Like, it can be difficult at times, to determine what's needed most, or what's most important as we do this thing in life as a father. As we do life as a father, it can be difficult. Like, Edward de Bono says it this way: he says, "What is urgent will always take precedence over what's important." And so, like,
oh man,
and in life, it's hard to determine. Like, for me, at times, like, the urgency, I feel responsibility pulling me. You know what I'm saying? Like
sure.
there's a current in our culture, in our day, and I feel the effects of it. Like, like you said, I got responsibility. I got to prepare for this thing. I got to prepare for that thing. But what's most important?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, is it most important that I accomplish all the tasks and that is important, but or is it? Here's the question: what's most important, connecting with my child or correcting the behavior of my child?
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Like, what's most important when we really think about it? But oftentimes the current's pulling us. You know what I mean? Like, it can be our own,
go to work,
own heart.
Gotta go to church.
Yeah.
Gotta go see the movie. Gotta get to the whatever it is.
The practice. Gotta
man,
go do
so you talk about urgent over that which is necessary or important. Right? I think maybe some of that can maybe come back down to a lack of organization in our life.
Mm-hmm.
If we let so many urgent things, maybe I'm looking at it in a little bit of a different perspective, but if there are always urgent things that are popping up, it could be because we're not planning right. Like, oh my gosh, we have to go to church, right? Church starts at, whatever time, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, whatever time it starts for you. But yet I didn't meal plan, so I have no food for breakfast. So now, therefore, I have to run out, get my kids up before they're ready to get up so I can go get them food. And then we're late for church.
That could be it.
And then so there may be a little bit of planning. I don't know. How are you seeing
I think
that?
sometimes it's also inwardly. Like, we're not good at resting. Like, we're not good at being limited. I'm not. Like, I want to do everything. I want to, and I think,
bro, we're not good at being limited. Bro, that is a mouthful.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, we want to accomplish everything. To read everything, see everything. Dude.
Yeah. And it's convicting.
Bro, that's really good.
Because I think, like, there's a book, Sabbath That's Resistance, I think it's the name of it, but it's talking about, or a chapter, talking about, like, God creating the Sabbath, and it was resistance to, being a slave and working all the time, but it was also a trust issue. I'm content. I've worked this time and I'm content with it, and I trust him with the fruit of everything. And I can have a hard time, this is what's going to be hurtful, trusting God. Like, I'm God now. So I'm having I can't rest. Like, I'm
like, hey, you need some help with being God? Like, I'm pretty awesome.
Right. If I don't do all this stuff, I'm going to miss something. And now that when it's time to rest, I'm not enjoying that. I'm not present in the rest. I'm looking to work. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking to what I need to get done instead of embracing Sabbath and being with my family and celebrating each other. And I'm saying, for me, like, it can be inward for me. I have to check my own heart, and I have to constantly do it because I know I can get in the way. I can take the place of God, and I got to do this, and I'm like, I'm limited. He knows I'm limited. He doesn't expect me to do everything.
And those limitations, maybe in some sense, or because, look, we have a high view of God's power, of his provisions over our life. Some of those limitations are there by his design. We have limitations of energy.
Yes.
And it's meant to cause us to go home and go to be with our family and go to sleep next to our spouse. Right. So those limitations are good.
They're good.
That I get to lay down with the person that I love
100%.
and have peace and harmony in our bed, right?
Yes.
To be able to go home because I have to eat with my kids and they're hungry, and we get to go and commune
together
over our table because we're hungry. So some of those limitations are perfect by design. That is, Jermaine, I love that thought. That really is good.
Yeah. So I just think about, so I want to ask the question. So just to making it practical, how do you, Jeremy, would you, like, I found I got to disconnect. Like, it helps me. What do you do? What would you say to listeners? What are practical things they can do? Like, you're going to work and we're men, we're focused oriented beings, hunter gatherers. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you in your life, how do you disconnect from work and all the responsibilities? What do you do practically? Give us some examples.
So, as a pastor, there are times when I counsel people going to, there's people have real lives, right? It's like, it's not like happily ever after
Right.
once they met their spouse, right? They go through hardships. They have unfaithfulness in their marriage. They have money issues. They have baggage, all sorts of hard things that people really wrestle with. And the Lord loves them. God is for them. And he's wanting people to come into a great and meaningful relationship with him, that their sins can be washed away. There can be reconciliation and peace and harmony in their lives. And so we work through that. And you've counseled people as well. And what I have personally experienced in counseling, and I've talked to other professional counselors as well, is for me, like Romans 15:1, we who are stronger to bear with the infirmities of the weak, and it's not to please ourselves, right? When I do that, I'm like emotionally invested into people's situations. And like I've like wept with people. I've laughed with people. I've had like emotional, and sometimes that's hard. I guess that's me leading to my point. And so I've like gone home like weighty,
carrying it.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
I just had, 2-3 different counseling appointments, and it's like, this is hard. I feel bad. And I have 5 kids who are going to, when I walk in the door, they're going to run to me and jump on me. They're going to want me to play.
Yeah, you
And
got to
it's
be on.
I got to be on. Like,
Yeah.
it's like not just working at work. I got to
Right.
work at home.
Yes.
Of course, it's a different work, but I
still
got to
work.
put energy out to be with my family. And, so to answer your question, like for me, and I don't know, like this kind of like organically happened, but my wife would say, "Hey, go take a shower." And I'm like, "I don't want to do that.
You
Stupid."
stink. Go take a shower.
Yeah, yeah.
Code
Right.
for
She tell me to go. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to take a shower right now. I'll take a shower tonight. But I literally would go home and take a shower, and it was like rejuvenating for me. I'm like, what the? And I've come out a new person, being able to shrug off. And I live pretty close to the church that I work at, and so it's like a 5-minute drive, and it's like I have an extra 15 minutes. For my wife, she may want to take a quick bath and then take a rest. Something for her to like kind of give, just
15
reboots.
minutes.
Yeah, it's like a
30-minute.
rebooting. And for me, I love golf. I don't play a lot. I probably play 3-4 times a year, maybe 5 times a year, and it really is like refreshing, like for me to be able to get away. I mean, get away from everything and just go hang out with one of my friends. I would say that those are like simple ways for me to kind of recalibrate.
For you,
my
this
own
is
life.
for
Yeah,
you.
This is just for me personally.
Yeah.
That's reading at times.
Yeah.
I just recently started reading. I read a lot of theology, the Bible, technical books. I just started getting into fiction, and I'm loving it.
Awesome.
I've never read fiction in my life.
Yeah.
And I am like, where has this been?
Yeah.
Enjoying that. That's been a kind of a renaissance for me, like an awakening.
Yeah.
And so those things have been a real blessing. Also, movies. I love
awesome.
movies too.
Yeah, movies is a good one. And even
That helps me rest.
Yeah, that's really good because it's like, what is your thing that restores you, recharges you?
Yeah.
You got to find that thing for you. It might be reading a book, listening to an audiobook, like you just said. It might be, taking but taking that time to be intentionally unplug, because the world wants us to be connected to everything.
Right.
And we want to do it all at once, and we just can't. We're limited. So unplugging, you're unplugging from this thing at work and got a crazy email, I got one recently where a young man had taken his own life he was in my youth ministry, and I love his family if they're listening, and shout out to, to them, praying for you still, but it was hard. We got the call right after church one Sunday, and then boom, my wife comes over and she's shaking. I'm like, what happened? And she struggles to tell me. I just literally sat down and was like, put my head in my hands and was like, and now we got to go home and we got to take care of our kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they don't know, and they're going to want to be silly, right?
Right.
Normal life. Yep.
Right. And so life can be hard, but taking that time to unplug, taking time for yourself, husband, father, or mother, whomever's listening, taking time for yourself. It's like Jeremy said, it's really good. We need time for just us sometimes. For me, going away and just being still, being quiet. Like I have some friend that has some land, and I'll go, it's below their house. I'll go there, and man, just me being still out there. It might be fishing, fishing, or taking the time to read and just really, or pray. Those things, or taking a walk helps me. If I can just get a 15-minute walk in, just go walk and turn around and come back.
Bro, I would totally catch a bigger fish than you.
No, you see, here's the competition. Pray for
and
us.
I would do it so fast. I'm a terrible fisherman.
So, we don't want to, remember, we don't want you to think that all hurry is bad, but But hurry, like, who was it that said, we talked about it? Money is a great servant.
Wayne
Myers. Yeah. Money is a great servant, but a terrible
Horrible
master.
master,
Right? Right? Cruel master. But hurry is the same way. It can be an incredible servant at times when we got to
Right,
sprint.
yep.
But imagine sprinting all the time,
Yeah.
everywhere you go.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
You know what I mean? You would wear yourself out. You'd wear your body out. Like, hurriedness, again, must be, I think it must be, we got to manage it, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, without a doubt. Like, I mean, we all hurry, and it's like we live in a society of hurry. Like, we were in LA, about a month ago, and it's like, man, that place moves fast.
Oh.
New York, been there
You get run
multiple
over
times.
if you don't.
Moving fast, and it's like I do enjoy it. Like, we're all Americans. We live in a hurried society, but again, to manage the tension of our world, knowing that, again, back to we're not limitless.
Right.
We've got to relax and, like, again, smell the roses and like be there and posture ourselves to where we can actually enjoy life. I remember my wife and I, we went to Rome probably about 10 years ago. And we went to Venice, Florence, and Rome. We went to France, England, a couple of different countries, and seeing all this amazing art. I remember when we were in Italy, we got to go see the statue of David. We went in France, we got to see the Mona Lisa. And I remember, like, it was so big. Like, the Louvre is so big. There's so much ancient art. There are these massive rooms. You see, like, King Louis the whoever's crown.
Right.
I don't even know. I can't remember. But the crown, like, literally these crowns that are 400 years old, 500 years old, and they're there. You could see it, and I wanted to see so much. I remember being at the most famous piece of art in the history of the world, arguably, the Mona Lisa, and I'm staring at the Mona Lisa,
trying to get,
wanting to go see something else.
My goodness.
Like, the insanity of that. And my wife
That'll
just kind of
preach.
grabs my hand. She's like, "Hey, do you know what you're in front of?" I'm like,
That'll preach
"Stop
right
it."
there, bro.
And I'm like,
Where's the sermon?
"Come
You're
on,
staring
somebody."
at him, and you heard
And
the
I'm
next thing.
literally looking at the Mona Lisa,
My.
and it is the most magnificent thing you would ever see. There's, like, so much depth to it. You can't see it on printed paper, but when you're there, there's so much depth to it. The life that Leonardo da Vinci had in her face. And another thing is the Sistine Chapel. When you go in there, it's like 3D. You don't see that, like, the depth of the picture that Michelangelo painted. And it's like, I'm like, hey, wait, there's other things we got to go see.
Right.
Like, I want to go see the ruins of, Saturn's ruins. And I want to go see all these different things that I've loved to learn about because I love history. I love art. And it's like, I'm in the moment and I'm wanting to do something else.
Yeah.
I
know.
Stop and smell the roses. I really, as you know, I said, I struggle with this every Monday, Tuesday.
I get it, man.
Wednesday.
I mean, again, to quote another phrase from John Mark Comer's book, it says, hurry is not just a symptom of a busy life, but a weapon that steals our joy and peace.
Bro.
And what if I had this thought, like, what if we viewed expediency and hurry as a thief that steals our ability to connect and be present in the here and now?
Yeah.
What if I, like, it was robbing from you, it was stealing from you.
Without a doubt.
I've literally taken my kids for a walk for the sole purpose of being out for a walk, and then like, they're like, look at the flower. I'm like, look at the worm. I'm like, leave the worm alone. For the love, like, we got to get around the corner. I'm like, what am I doing? The whole purpose of taking this walk is taking
Enjoy
our time. But here I am, like,
Bro.
because they're like flandering May around, and look at this ant, and ooh, look at the dandelion, and we got to blow everyone. And it's a problem.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I mean, and there's times when we can manage the hurry. Like, for instance, some of you listening to this podcast right now, you might be listening to it on 2.25, 2.5, to 1.75. And that's okay. Like, there are times when we can hurry things along and, like, hey, we're going to speed through things. We're going to read through books fast, get the Cliff Note version. There's times to do that. But generally speaking, I think what we're wrestling with, and I'm wrestling with, living that way and not managing it.
Yeah, exactly. Where hurry becomes like your norm. And so, again,
hurry cannot be the norm.
Can't be the norm.
Embrace limitless. Embrace limitlessness. And smell the roses.
Yeah. So anyway, just want to encourage you, if you're listening, we all struggle with this. Some practical things you can do. I'm gonna give a couple. Jeremy can give some, maybe one or two. Turning your cell phone off, or putting it to the side.
Oh,
When I go
dang.
home, I lay the cell phone down. I get it away from me because I know if it's in my vicinity, I'm going to get on it, right? Or if I get on the computer, my laptop's in my hand, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm going to, you know, want to answer emails.
It's almost like this or that.
Yeah.
Like you want your kids, you want your phone.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do? What are some things you do? Like practical things as we close, like this would be a good thing to do that helps me plug into my kids.
Bro, I don't know. I struggle with this every Monday, Tuesday.
Go
No, honestly, I am aware of my own weakness,
Mhm.
and honestly, like the phone is a weakness, my
Mhm.
computer, books, TV,
Yeah.
like I think those are weaknesses, and so I am also deliberate to try and
Yeah.
do those things. Like I actually take my phone and put it in the couch because
Yeah.
I know I can't hear it,
Mhm.
and sometimes like I'll be conscious to like, okay, it's there.
Mhm.
You don't have to look for it. No, there's no phone call
Yeah.
that's that important.
What about like when you coach your kids in baseball,
all
correct?
sports, yep.
So that's good. So like I've seen dads that they're there with the son, but they're on their phones, they're on their laptops.
Yeah, well, I can't be. I'm the head coach.
I know you're the head coach, but I mean, even
no, you're right.
Would it be helpful for dads?
Without a doubt, we have dads who are quote watching their kids and their phone calls, text messaging, and which I get it. I'm not criticizing anyone. What we're just saying is like, hey, the phone is a real serious issue. Like, put them away.
Yeah,
like,
be
enjoy
present.
life.
Dads,
Be
you don't
present.
have to be great at something to help your kid with it.
That's right.
You might not be good at baseball, soccer, but just you're being out there with them.
Presence.
Yeah, I saw a video of a single mom coaching her son in football.
That's awesome.
Doing football drills in a dress and shoes.
Hilarious.
So again, start where you are, right? Be intentional. If you have any thoughts about this podcast, feel free to shoot us a message and say, hey, what do you do intentionally to eliminate her in your life as a father? So again, thank you guys for being a part of the show today. Again, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Any closing thoughts, Jeremy?
If you struggle with hurry like every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, listen, hey, just one little step. Be a little bit better tomorrow than today.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Love your family. Smell the roses. Enjoy the art.
Yeah, be encouraged. Again, thank you guys for being part of today's episode. Shout out to all the fathers out there. Keep on keeping on. Stay in the fight.
Do it.
Come on, you can do it.
Jermaine.
Thank you guys.
Hasta la vista.
All right. Peace.